Wilkow Majority.
The next generation of great talk radio, the undisputed leader of the new school. Andrew Wilkow, Sirius XM Patriot. Phone lines, as always. Winesick 695 Patriot. The email to spell my name right, WILKOW at WilkowMajority.com. Individual Patriot first, conservative second, Republican third, and working every single day to make this the most popular program offered by Sirius XM Satellite Radio, because it's based on one thing and one thing only, and that is rational thought. So welcome to the Wilkow Majority. I'm Andrew Wilkow. It's a Friday. We don't slow down. We don't back off. We don't take it easy. We go full steam ahead. 3 hours of perfectly executed political analysis. So Nancy Pelosi and Cory Booker are now leading the fight against the border wall. And we said earlier in the program, what is it? Cory Booker said it's unacceptable to him, and Nancy Pelosi said, think of the children. Democrats throw buckets of money. You know, we never think about the children, at least the American children, when we're throwing buckets of money out the window at countries like Haiti. $300 million last year alone. The year before that, $275 million. The year before that, $220 million. If you add the year before that, you're over $1 billion. We're just throwing money, billions of dollars, down the drain with these countries. And Nancy Pelosi wants you to think about the children. What she means is the It's a Small World children from Disney. Because the Democrat Party is no longer an American citizen party. It's an international socialist party. I want to play for you Trump's speech at Davos. Cube Cut 2. We played the first clip a little bit ago where he says, I'm putting my country first, and you should put your country first. Here's Trump saying no more state-led planning.
The United States will no longer turn a blind eye to unfair economic practices, including massive intellectual property theft, industrial subsidies, and pervasive state-led economic planning. These and other predatory behaviors are distorting the global markets and harming businesses and workers, not just in the U.S., but around the globe. Just like we expect the leaders of other countries to protect their interests, as President of the United States, I will always protect the interests of our country, our companies, and our workers. We will enforce our trade laws and restore integrity to our trading system. Only by insisting on fair and reciprocal trade can we create a system that works not just for the U.S., but for all nations.
Milton Friedman couldn't have said it better himself. Joining me on the program right now is Tony Monetti, U.S. Senate candidate from the great state of Missouri. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. It was great hearing our president. He was quite the statesman and came across as who he is to us, our leader and businessman president. I loved him.
Well, it's a far cry from, American exceptionalism, I guess, is just like Greek exceptionalism. And, oh, yeah, watch that cargo plane fly into Iran in the dead of night with pallets of cash.
It's completely foreign to any rational American to believe that our government got to that point where we were sending pallets full of money to what I believe is a threat to our nation. And that's because we have leaders that have lost sight of what we should be doing. And, I took an oath of office to defend the United States of America and our Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I did not take an oath of office to defend the rest of the other countries in the world. And that's what you hear right now with the rhetoric coming out of Pelosi and of course the far left, where they just don't get it. You got it right. Unfortunately, the fringes of their party, they've gone to the left, so far left that they're socialist. That's why they want Obamacare. That's why they don't want us to prosper as American businessmen. And that's just plain old sad, And I'm in agreement with everything you said prior to building up to this conversation on how and why we need new leaders that are going to help our president deliver. And that's why I'm running for the United States Senate in Missouri as a retired lieutenant colonel and B-2 stealth bomber pilot.
Let me ask you a crazy question. Do you know anything about who actually flew this plane? Like, I'm trying to imagine, somebody sitting around and they're like, oh, we got a special assignment for you. What's that? You're going to fly this plane full of cash to Iran. Excuse me, what?
You can't make that up, right? Can you imagine the poor guys going, what? I mean, I've done a lot of things for as a top secret SCI kind of guy, but that to me would be a very foreign thing. Like I would not be able to understand how and why we're giving monies to what potentially is a threat nation, to our liberty. I don't get it either.
I'm just trying to imagine. I know that, if you were ordered to do it, you'd say, sir, yes, sir, and get it done. But it's like the first reaction was, I thought they outlawed hazing in the Air Force. Come on. You're kidding, right? I'm not flying $400 million in cash to Iran. I am flying $400 million in cash to Iran? Really? Like, how would you explain?
That's why, again, that's why you're finding people rise up to take over the madness in D.C. Our president needs someone that can be trusted to support our, the president's America First agenda. And as a B-2 stealth bomber pilot, I will deliver. And there's people that are standing in the way. Most notably is Claire McCaskill. She's definitely, I don't even need to say anything to the listeners here, where that she is a left of center, and she should maybe be the senator of California rather than Missouri with the way she's voting. And then there's other people trying to run, and I don't think they can be trusted. I think the people of Missouri know that, we need people that are serious, that understand business, politics, not the way these politicians know it, but more along the way our founding fathers knew it, and that is to love our country first. And that's why I'm running for the U.S. Senate. And I hope there's people out there in America that are saying, you know what, I'm going to help a veteran like that to get into office so that we can get our country back on track. And that's what we lack right now, ladies and gentlemen, is people of integrity in D.C. All we have to do is remember last week where they literally were able to shut down our government because of DACA, and that to me is just I just still don't get it.
Well, how many people are actually in the race right now?
Well, I would say there's at least 5 people in the primary on the Republican side. I was the very first to announce, and then Mr. Austin Peterson. He's a great guy. He's a libertarian that's now Republican. 37-year-old young man, but he's a really just a wonderful person. And Josh Hawley, he's a 37-year-old attorney. He just got elected as our attorney general. So those are the key, if you will. There's a few others, but those are the key people, and that I would say are the top 3. Not to discredit any other people that just recently jumped in. But to answer your question, there's a few of us. But right now, I'm the one that has the most, if you will, experience. Both military, as a businessman for 10 years, as a restaurant owner, and as a Christian author and a motivational speaker. I've been going out just sharing a message of service over self, and I'm ready to serve again.
Well, I just hope that the 3 of you being the leader candidates don't get so that we don't end up with another never Trump, never Cruz. And of course, when it comes to primaries, we'll talk to all the candidates involved. But this is your second appearance on the program, and we're obviously talking to you right now. So let's get into this. The president is in Davos. He is striking a tone that we have not seen in a long time. It's not one of we're sorry. We'll give away more money. America first. We don't do that. We're all about the global community. I think it's really scaring a lot of these European elites that he is out there saying, I'm putting my country's interests first. These trade deals are god awful. We've been going over, and the Commerce Department put out a report about last summer about it's not just tariffs, okay? Because now all of a sudden, and this is kind of amazing. I would love to get Claire McCaskill on record for this. The Democrats are out worrying that the 30% tariff on solar cell technology and washing machines is gonna make these products more expensive. And I want to look at the Democrats and go, so a tariff being a tax, you now accept that a tax makes things more expensive? Because that's brand new for you guys. But when we're talking about tariffs and trade wars, nobody wins a trade war. But when you look at some other countries like Germany that slap a VAT tax on an American imported vehicle, or China that adds a VAT tax, they don't necessarily tariff at the port. They could tariff at the point of sale through a VAT tax. We are getting our clocks cleaned with some of these trade deals that are the furthest thing from free trade deals when it comes right down to market forces.
You're absolutely right. And what I found what I loved about his tone and his delivery today, and I heard him loud and clear when he says, "Look, he's not ashamed of putting America first," and he also encouraged all the people and the leaders in the room and of other countries that they should put their countries first too. I mean, shouldn't that be the role of a leader of the free world, to let them know that, look, I'm putting America first, and where America goes, everyone else follows in many ways. But he also was very clear to say that just because America comes first doesn't mean that America's alone. So I think it was his way of being a statesman and a businessman to say, look, America's back open for business, and if you're interested, you can follow our lead. You know what you could do? You could lower taxes. You could lower regulations. How about getting rid of 2 regulations for every new one you bring? And let's encourage free market solutions and capitalism. That's what we need, not only here in America, but hopefully other countries around the world will look at the systems of, do we want really socialism and communism? Don't we know that doesn't work? But why is it that people are willing to risk their lives coming in boats and going against shark-infested waters in order to come to America? It's because they want freedom, and they love the opportunity to grow. And that's what that our president is doing by leading the charge on the tax cuts as a businessman to help us compete, thrive, and grow. We all know that, and now what we need to do is support our president, who is our leader. And I'm so proud that he's our president, and I'm looking forward to supporting him as his wingman in D.C.
Monetti4Senate.com is the website. That's Monetti, the number 4. Monetti4Senate.com is the website. And again, Tony Monetti's running in a Senate race in Missouri. Let's get to this memo. The Democrats now are saying this is Russian propaganda. They're actually with a straight face trying to convince you that since every Republican congressman who's read this memo and gone on TV and saying it should be made public, they're saying that the hashtag release the memo is Russian propaganda.
Okay, so this is what the left does great. They change the narrative so that you almost can't say anything bad about them. But you know what? The American people are not stupid. We're so done with this. I mean, to begin with, Hillary Clinton lost, but I remember our president say you should be in jail. And I'm here to tell you to everyone listening across the nation, if a B-2 stealth bomber pilot took secrets home because he was more convenient and I didn't feel like listening to the rules, and then once I decided to get rid of the evidence, I destroyed him with a hammer and acid bleached him, Tony Monetti would not be talking to you on the phone right now. He'd be in jail. You know it, and so do I. And now they say that there's a memo out there and they won't share it, and now that it's collusion, they're just changing the narrative. You and I both know that there were people in the FBI that were lovers to Clinton's and then wanted her to win, and they were going against our president. Now, when you have people that are in the FBI sharing notes and trying to intentionally discredit our president, you and I both know that that is plain old wrong. And Justice and Lady Liberty she is just crying right now because she's so fed up, and so am I. And I get passionate about this because it's hard to believe that we're even discussing this. We can no longer have two standards and people that are above the law. And that's why I'm asking Americans across the nation, you want to help a veteran win, I'm going up against the establishment. I have the heart of a Trump, but not his wallet. I'm a retired lieutenant colonel and a small business owner, but I'm asking you if you could give $10 to my campaign, $20, whatever it takes, across the nation to show this country and the establishment that the fix was in, but now there's a new guy that's going to be supporting our president. And I will not be taken and just do what the establishment wants. You can trust that I'm going to be doing what our president needs as far as supporting his America First agenda.
One point I want to get back to. And we have a large veteran and active duty audience here, so this is kind of a rhetorical thing. What would happen to you on active duty if you were caught treating classified information? You said you were a B-2 stealth bomber. If you had treated classified information, if you had, treated your orders about a mission the way Hillary Clinton treated classified information, or if you were discussing your mission in the way Peter Strzok and Lisa Page were discussing, issues about having secret meetings to undermine the president and have an insurance policy, what would happen to an active duty member if they were caught doing any of the things these people were caught doing?
I would be imprisoned, period, dot. I mean, you and I both know that there was a case of a Navy sailor that's in jail for taking pictures of a submarine that was definitely not top secret. I believe it was secret. He was wrong. but he literally was placed in jail for that. Now, that's hard to believe that a person that took pictures of a really antiquated submarine that was against the law, there was a trial, he's in prison. And he was actually asking our president to consider pardoning him. And I would love to make a plea that our veterans listening maybe encourage our president to consider doing that in lieu of the fact that Hillary Clinton's not in prison right now for doing what she did. So to answer your question, I'd be in jail right now. But guess what? I did follow the law. And you know why I did? Because my country gave us rules and regulations for a purpose, and that's to defend America's secrets. And so I can't just go do whatever I want. You and I both know that. And, you know, I'm so glad you have a show that people are able to sound their voice and to be heard. And so I'm hoping that there's people out there that are just fed up with the same old, and they're going to help a veteran like me win the U.S. Senate. But there's other veterans that I'm encouraging to rise up and to do the right thing and just get involved with the race. We love our country. We served her before. They're calling for us to run again. Let's do it.
All right, I got to leave it there. The website is Monetti, Monetti, the number 4, Senate.com. That's Monetti for Senate.com. Tony Monetti will get you back on the program real soon.
My honor, sir. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you for joining us. We're right. They're wrong. That's the end of the story. The arguments on this radio program cannot be broken. Sirius XM Patriot.